Alright, well, this is Will speaking. Today, me and my coach and a friend of mine from Gangshan came to the Taiwan City Sports Park to see these two steam locomotives, the Class CT251 and the Class DT652, which are the two steam locomotives to be preserved at the Taiwan City Sports Park in Tainan, Taiwan. Taiwan Railways CT251, also known as the J&R C51-1, is a four-wheel in 1935. This steam locomotive has 4 pilot wheels, 6 driving wheels, and 2 trailing wheels with a tender. During the Japanese colonial period, the Japanese colonial government of Taiwan purchased 9 of these Class C-55s from Japan for the Taiwan government railways in 1935 and 1938. They were used for hauling passenger trains on the railway. After the war ended, all of these C-55s were classified as Class CT250. That was the time when the Taiwanese government took over the entire railways in Taiwan to form the Taiwan Railways Administration. Class CT250s and CT270s, the Class CT270s are the ex-C57, are used together for passenger service. But when diesel and electric began to modernize the railways in 1979, all steam locomotives were completely out of service. On October 4, 1982, it was announced that several steam locomotives were dismantled and sold for scrap. Class CT251 from the Taiwan City Sports Park and Class CT259 from the Takao Railway Museum have survived. But unfortunately, their number plates were swapped by accident. Later on in 2020, the people decided to restore both CT251 and DT652 by scraping the rust and giving them a new coat of paint. This is how the new coat of paint looks like. It used to be rusty, but now it's painted in fully black and with white and the red parts, especially restoring most of the missing parts from inside and outside of the locomotives. Since most of the parts were stolen by homeless people and then selling each of the parts for 1,000 or million Taiwan dollars. Most of the replica parts were purchased from Japan and made with 3D printing. Both CT251 and CT259 got their number plates to be swapped back to their correct forms. That's all for the history of the Taiwan Railways Class CT251. Okay, now let's talk about the Taiwan Railways DT652. Class DT652, formerly DT512, is a 282 Mikado type locomotive that hauls freight on the railways in Taiwan. It has 2 pilot wheels, 8 driving wheels, and 2 trailing wheels. Built by Kisha Seizo and later known as Kawasaki in 1940 for the Taiwan government railways. In 1939, when World War II began, Japan began to manufacture the Class D51, manufacture the Class D51 for the Japanese Imperial Army. The Japanese colonial government purchased 12 of these D51s for the Taiwan government railways in 1939. According to manufacturers, the Class D51 is the most powerful locomotive that can haul heavy freight due to its power, strength, and ability. It says that they are the largest freight locomotives ever in the Taiwan railway history. After the Second World War ended, the Taiwanese government began to take the entire railway and form the Taiwan Railways Administration. which is the TRA. The Class D51s were later classified as the Taiwan Railway Class DT650. The Class DT650s became the most important steam locomotives in railway history. They stopped their service after diesel and electric trains took over the railway in 1979. While most of them were scrapped, only 4 remain today. DT668 from the Taiwan Roundhouse is still operable, which was the one and the only railway roundhouse that survived in Taiwan. DT675 is preserved at Arts and Literature Center in Banqiao District, New Taipei City. DT651 is preserved at Eaststone Township, Jiayi County. DT652 is now preserved at the China State Sports Park with the CT251. Before both CT251 and DT652 got restored back to its original beauty, a lot of the parts were stolen by thieves and homeless people to collect or sold for millions of dollars. In 2020, the government of China decided to restore both 2 locomotives back to their original form. Most parts were 3D printed and purchased from Japan. This is how the Class DT652 looks as it for today. Okay. This drawing represents D51 steam locomotive runs in Taiwan this is from after the war ended. Illustrated by Su Zhao Xu, the author of the Taiwan Railways. What is a locomotive? A railroad locomotive is known as a steam train or a steam locomotive. It is something that holds passenger and freight on the railway. It can pull and push the train. How does a steam locomotive work? First, that was back in the 19th century when the first steam locomotives got invented. However, in the 20th century, steam locomotives became the most important times during the history. So here, this is the firebox, and this is the boiler. You shovel off the coal from the tender here, and then throw it inside the firebox. Throw it inside the firebox that burns up the coal with the fire, and then there's the water and the vapor increases, and then push the cylinder that causes the wheels to move. So how does the whistle work? When the train arrives at the station or passes through anywhere, they blow up the whistle just for the safety purposes. The steam locomotives in Taiwan. The first steam locomotive in Taiwan was purchased during the Qing Dynasty by Governor Liu Mingchuan when he constructed the first railways in Taiwan. That was the time he purchased two identical tank locomotives from Germany manufactured by the Hohenzollern Locomotive Works in Germany. The Teng-yung number 1 and Yufeng number 2. In 1984, when railways began to increase the technology, steam or auto service, diesel and electric locomotives began to take over the entire railways, and announced that in 1984, all the generations of steam locomotives ended their service. So how do they classify C55 and 1 for the CT251? Before she was called C55-1. So the C, so let's look down here. B, 2 sets of driving wheels. C, 3 sets of driving wheels. D, 4 sets of driving wheels. And the 1 will be the first C55. This first C55 will be number 1. So let's take a look after the war ended, after World War II ended, the Taiwan government began to take over the railways in Taiwan. C again, B, 2 sets of driving wheels. C, 3 sets of driving wheels. D, 4 sets of driving wheels, and it also added the T. What is a T? A T is a tender engine, tender that fills with coal, wood, and also water, including oil. And what is a K? K is tank engine, like a steam locomotive with two sets of the box from the left and the right, with known as the side tanks, which fill the water instead of the tender. In 1983, the class CT252s retired steam locomotives, the CT251 and the DT652. 2 of the retirement steam locomotives got their red badges on themselves. They sat on the flat car, which was hauled by the trucks, and also the marching band walks towards with the locomotives, and also they have been acting of steam locomotives sit on cars on the roads, and lots of people came seeing these 2 steam locomotives riding on the roads. In order to welcome these two locomotives, CT251 and DT652, 2 of the retirement steam locomotives were donated to the Tainan City Sports Park by the Taiwan Railways Administration. The government of Tainan and the people of Tainan they sell the locomotives at the park here today. Lots of people can want to see them at the Tainan City Sports Park. As you can see, this platform down here is for people to remember the time of the railways and the time of the gold age of the steam locomotives, and how ever to be remembered on the platform. Just like think about steam locomotives having to live at the train station, and also not to forget their background. You know, the design in order to make an exhibition well, they have the background stage, the platform, but also However, these 2 steam locomotives, the restoration looks pretty good. Fully black, white, and red, unlike how it looks So this is all I want to say. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell notification button